Hello students. So in the last video we discussed about the meaning of business, the characteristics of business, right? And we discussed that business is an economic activity. Also a recurring activity means there is regular exchange of goods and services for a price, and it is done with the main purpose of earning profit. It is the foremost important objective of business and also the satisfaction of human wants, and business cannot be done without risk. So today we are going to study about different types of objectives of business, and we are going to start with this diagram. The objectives of business have been divided into four categories: economic objectives, social objectives, human objectives, and national objectives. Whatever objectives are related with money, they are termed as economic objectives. Objectives which are concerned with providing service to the society in which a business is functioning, those objectives come under social objectives. Human objectives are related to the laborers or the workers who are working in an organization, in a firm, or an industry. And national objectives are the objectives of business towards the nation as a whole. Alright, so we are going to first study about the economic objectives. The first economic objective, as you all know, is earning profit. Business is concerned with money, and an enterprise is established for earning profit because profit is very necessary for the survival of business, for the growth of business, and for the expansion of business. Without profit, no business firm can survive. Alright students, and because of profits only, there is continuous flow of capital in the business. As in big companies, the shareholders, they invest their money in the shares of those companies who are earning good profits. So good profits lead to increase in capital. Another important point in this paragraph is profit serves as a barometer of stability and efficiency of a business enterprise. So barometer is an instrument which is used to check the atmospheric pressure. In the same way, profit also acts as an instrument which tells us whether a business is running profitably and it will be able to do better in future or not. Second is creating customers. Customers are the base for any business activity. Without customers, there can be no selling of goods and services. So a businessman can earn profits only when there are enough customers to buy the goods and to pay for those goods and services. That is why consumers are known as the foundation of business, and a business cannot succeed without creating customers. So earning profits is totally dependent on customers. Next is innovations. Innovations means inventing something new. So business is always prone to change because business is an organ of dynamism, and change means there are always change in the technology, there are changes in the taste and preference of consumers, and with the changing environment, a business also has to change. So that is why it is necessary that regularly there should be innovations and inventions of new products, changes in the current products and services to capture the market. All right. So these are the first three objectives as a part of economic objectives. Coming next to the social objectives, as I told you, these objectives are concerned with providing service to the society. So business works in a society, all right, and it can serve the society in the following ways. First is by supplying desired goods at reasonable prices. Means whatever goods are being supplied to the society by the business should be reasonably priced. They should not be too high. It should be affordable by the customer. Besides this, businessmen should also avoid black marketing. Misleading advertising means advertising about certain characteristics which your product or service does not include. So these things should be avoided. Next is by giving fair remuneration to employees. Employees are an important part of a business. They are the asset of the business, right? And they are the people who work in a business firm to produce goods and services. So they should be given fair remuneration. The word remuneration means salary or wages which is given to the employees for their work. So by providing fair remuneration to employees, we can serve the society, because when employees will earn better, they will give better services, and when they will earn better, it will be like serving the society only, because these employees are a part of the society. The next is employment generation. Employment generation means bringing about more and more employment opportunities. In our country, India, employment is a very big problem. So many people are unemployed right now. So it is the duty of businessmen to create more and more jobs so that people can be employed. Next is fair return to investors. As fair remuneration to employees is a service to the society, in the same way, fair return to investors is also a service to the society. Investors are the people who invest in your companies. So in big companies, what happens, a company, it introduces shares in the market and people purchase those shares and they invest in the company, and the creditors, they invest or give loan to the companies. So it is the responsibility of the business to provide fair return to these investors and to keep their investments safe. Then next is social welfare. Social welfare means businessmen should encourage opening of schools, colleges, libraries, dharamshalas, hospitals, and other research institutions. So this way also they can help the society. Next is payment of government dues. Government earns income with the help of taxes such as income tax, sales tax, excise duty, custom duty. So by paying the dues timely, what the businessmen can do, they can help the government in achieving the objectives to work for the betterment of the society. Then next is we are coming to human objectives. Human objectives, I told you, are concerned with the labor. Labor means the workforce which is working in the business. So a business has responsibility towards labor. What are those functions? First is labor welfare, means every good step should be taken by the businessmen to identify the dignity of labor, means they should be given due importance and their needs should be satisfied and their individual talents should be encouraged. All right, and all the good steps should be taken to protect their health, safety, and for their social security. Next is developing human resources. Human resources in itself is a very big industry. So human resources is concerned with utilizing the skills of the human force, because human beings who work in a business, they are concerned as an important asset of the business, because without human resources no business can work. Even the machines and the computers, they require human beings, only then they can work. That is why it is known as human beings are an important asset or an important ownership or property of the business. They play an important role in the growth of business. Then next is participative management. Participative management means the employees who are working in the organization or the firm, or the laborers who are working, they should be involved in the decision making process. That is known as participation. So they should participate while decisions are made by the management. Their advice is also important so that good decisions can be taken, so that business objectives can be achieved. Then next is labor management cooperation. So these are two different words, labor and management. If there is no cooperation between the laborers and the management, then the business cannot run smoothly. So if anybody wants peace in their organization, means peaceful operations are needed in the organization, then cooperation is necessary. All right. Then coming to the national objectives, means objectives for the nation. First is optimum utilization of resources. Every country is rich in certain resources, and every country also has a limited number of resources. So it is the responsibility of businessmen to make best possible use of those resources and also to avoid wastage of resources. Next is national self-reliance, means making a country self-dependent. A country becomes self-dependent only when the exports are more and imports are less, because when exports are more, what we earn foreign exchange or foreign currency, which makes a country self-reliant. Then next is development of small-scale industries. Small-scale industries play a very important role in providing employment to people. That is why the development of small-scale industries is also an important part of business. Small-scale industries include industries like handicraft. Then development of backward areas. It means that industries should not only be established in well-developed areas, but also in the backward areas of our country, so that even those areas may develop. The infrastructure of those backward areas can also be made good. Control over pollution. Because of increasing industrialization, the pollution is also increasing. But businesses are required to take every possible step to have a check and control over pollution. So these are the various objectives that we have studied today. At a glance, they have been given in the book. For this, PDF has already been sent to you. You can have a look from here. Now coming to the last topic of this chapter, and that is role of profit in business, or why is profit essential in business. So first is incentive. Incentive means it is the driving force behind every business. Means every one of us, we work because we want something in exchange of it, right? Even if you are studying good to score better in your exams. So your incentive is good marks. So in the same way, what is the incentive of businessmen? The incentive of businessmen is profit. So it is the driving force behind every business, or the reward for undertaking the risk. The next is survival. Because of profit only, it is possible for a business to run for a long time. It ensures the continuity of an enterprise. If there will be no profits, a business cannot survive for long, and it will ultimately utilize its capital and finally come to an end. Next point is growth. Growth means you are multiplying your business. So profit is very essential for the growth of business, and it is also a means of self-financing. Means you do not have to depend upon the investors. You do not have to depend upon the creditors. You can grow yourself if you have sufficient profits. Measure of efficiency or barometer of efficiency is one and the same thing. Profit tells us which company is running in a very good manner and which company is going through loss. Prestige and recognition. Here you will see a word goodwill. Goodwill means a good image in the market. So wherever the company has good profits, there the prestige and recognition is good, means their goodwill is good in the market. But if they are continuously going into losses, then the goodwill is less. Goodwill is very important. It is even paid when the business is sold off. This you will study later. So prestige and recognition depends upon the profit. If the profits are good, prestige is good in the market. If the profits are less, then prestige is not good. So these are the points which we have had to discuss. Now go through these points and do the questions given to you in the assignments. Thank you.